We are live. Good evening, Sir Israel Alabi, convener of
Yeah,
Kriya version. Am I correct? Kriya version, right? Or
like
Kriya version?
creation, like
Kriya
creation.
version. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. It's good to have you, sir. Thank you for honoring my invitation. Thank you, boss. I'm just
yeah.
your boy. I'm just your
It's a
boy.
pleasure to be here. Actually,
Thank you. This is DIC African podcast. Simply means deep inside conversation. So I had to bring you here so you're able to come here and share this on this topic, extreme execution, how to move from idea to implementation. So it's good to have you here. But before we start, we would like to know who is Israel Alabi.
okay. Thank you very much for having me once again. My name is Israel Alabi. Um, I'm an author, the author of the First Class Age. That's my second book actually, but it's my best-selling book. I'm also the convener of the Academic and Entrepreneurship Excellence Summit, which we have rebranded to Creation. So we had the first edition of the summit last year. It was virtual, and we had about 400 persons register for it from like 5 countries. But this edition, the second edition, which is equivalent to Creation 1.0, is physical. It's going to be live in the University of Ibadan next week, Saturday. I'm also an agri-tech entrepreneur. I started an agri-tech venture about 3 years ago with my friends, and we were able to I built it to some $100,000 in valuation. But then I had to leave and start my own agritech brand. So that's called Agrotronics Innovation. And what we do is making it easier, simpler, and faster for farmers to be able to produce what they're producing, make more money, and sell better. So that's what I do. And I'm also a startup entrepreneur.
Okay, you are done with the introduction, sir, right?
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. I've introduced
I've
that
sent you the
actually.
link on WhatsApp just now. You know I left the screen to send you
Okay,
the link.
yeah. So just give me
Okay,
like
now.
a second, like 2 seconds so that I can actually copy the
Okay.
screen and paste it for people to
Okay,
see.
somebody's watching us now. All right, no problem. So if you're watching us now, please tell us where you are watching me from. Are you in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, wherever you are? Just let me know, and so that we'll know who you are. Once you comment, I will see your name. Don't hide your light. Shine your light. Okay, before our guests will be here, um, we started this IC African podcast on the 1st of May. I had speakers, I've interviewed speakers like Emmanuel Akpe, Julius Afolabi, Oimai Abraham, and any others. So these people have been coming here to share value, to teach us about what they do. So if, like, I think I left, no, I loved Mr. Emmanuel's video and some other people's video because I said that these videos will not be free forever. You want to get the replay, you pay a particular amount, but that offer will be discussed on May 11, my birthday. So stay tuned. I'm waiting for Brother Israel Alabi. Today we'll be talking about extreme execution. How to move from idea to implementation. You know, many people have idea. I want to do this, I want to do that. They don't know how to do it. They just have this idea, just like when you're pregnant, you can't give birth to a child. They will say one juju don't hold and they will say somebody in the village is doing the woman. So people like that, there are people like that that have ideas that can't implement it. I have many ideas that I could not implement. That was I was like that before. There are some ideas that I could not implement, that I could not bring and make it happen. You get the point. But now I have an idea to do investment conference and I did it. That's one of the biggest things I've ever done. And we will do more. So let's wait for Brother Israel. Let me check in. I will go for this break.
2 things changed me totally. One was time and two was target. Once I put my time on ground and my target, I look like a madman. A man with a vision is a madman until the vision comes to pass. You cannot pull me out like this because I am hungry to win. Except you are ready to eat this kind of spirit, you are not making progress anywhere. A case in point.
Okay, welcome back, sir. Welcome
Yeah,
back.
thank you. Thank you. I've
All
chilled.
right. I don't know if without the earphone, whether your voice will be more audible than now, or maybe this is your normal voice. I don't know. You know, you have this Majebota voice.
Okay. Oh, anyway, it's fine actually. Is it better like this?
Mm, maybe you should leave the speaker or mic. Like, yeah, they leave the mic. Leave the mic alone. Let's see.
All right. Speaker. Yeah, it's better like this.
Yes, it's good, it's good, it's good. Okay, without much, we don't have much time. Let's just go straight to the point. We already know who
Okay.
brother Israel
Right. No problem.
Labi is.
Without the earpiece.
So to yeah, it's okay like this. Your voice is okay. So let's just go straight to
All
the
right.
point. We already know who brother Israel is. So he's just to teach us how to move from idea to implementation because he have done it over and over and again. That I said he should come here. Even one of his book. This is his book. If you can say this book. You can see that the book still straight. No bend, no fold. Ah, how can I make it? Oh my god, why is it that I
Wow.
cannot make everything? First class edge. The first class edge. You can see what they wrote here. Develop the habits that help you achieve your highest goals. uh So, and to achieve, for you to move from idea to implementation, there are habits that will make you do that. There are habits they have to deploy that will make you do that. You cannot just do something, cannot just execute something. In fact, not just execution, extreme execution without having an habit. Now I'll back it up. So that I say, brother Israel will come here and teach. And when he's teaching, when he's done teaching, I'll just ask him some few questions. Then we'll wrap up. So, brother Israel, you have the stage. You can go on now.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. So I actually like this topic very much because about some years ago, I'm one of these very passionate young persons that used to thrive on potentials. So people tell you you have a lot of potentials, and you are so excited, you are so happy, and all. But then after interaction with some individuals that were producing results with books and courses and many other things, I realized that there is another realm that is higher than the realm of potentials. It's the realm of results, the realm of products. So people don't appreciate you for your potentials. People don't celebrate you because you have potentials. You have a lot of potentials lying around. People don't celebrate you because you have an idea to write a book. So you're not going to buy a book that is in your mind, or we are not going to attend an event that is still in your head. And you're like, I have this powerful event that is coming up. I want to organize a powerful event. Okay, when is the event? I don't know. What's it about? I don't know. So who are the people that are going to come around? I don't know. But the event is going to be powerful. I can see it in my head. Oh, I have a business idea. It's the best idea ever. I don't know if you've heard people use that kind of language. It's the best idea after sliced bread. In fact, it will disrupt Dangote. In fact, can make me like the richest man in Nigeria in the next 1 to 2 years. Mr. Man, okay, what's the idea about? Nothing about it, right? I just like talking and sharing potentials. But I realized that for you to actually be paid, to be celebrated, to be rewarded by people, you need to move from that stage of just having ideas to implementing your ideas. You need to convert your potentials into products, programs, projects. That is what people can see, what they can feel, what they can participate in, and what they're going to pay you for. So you need to be able to move from just having ideas to creating products from your ideas. So that is a higher realm that we are supposed to operate on. That is where the awards come in, the celebrations, the money, the recognitions, the impact, the influence. People can interact with your product. I'm even excited that you even showed the first class edge. I never know that the book is beside you, right? Imagine if the book was still inside in my head. There's nothing to buy. There's nothing to show today. But because the book has moved from my head into something you can touch, now you can buy it, others can buy it too. You can even show it to us like this. So as youths, as individuals, as people that want to have influence, want to make impact, and want to make lots of money, we need to be able to move from ideas to implementation. So what is the science behind it? There's this book that I love to read. I've read it multiple times. A lot of people mention the book. In fact, the day Pastor Sam Adeyemi mentioned the book, I'm like, wow. So Pastor Sam even read this book. This must be a very powerful book. Think and Grow Rich.
Think and grow rich.
They said it's the yes. They said it's the best-selling book after the Bible. sold more than 100 million copies. In fact, almost, I've been checking the statistics. Very rich individuals, influential persons, they mention Think and Grow Rich as one of the best books they've read. And the reason is because it mentions something that we all need to know. Thinking. That's where it starts from. A lot of people don't think. You know, it's not easy to think. It's not just, okay, I want to do something and then that's all. Thinking is an activity, is not easy. It's even tough. It's tough to think, because for you to think properly, you might need to sit down, keep your mind quiet, have your pen, have your paper. As ideas are dropping, you are writing it down, you are fleshing it up, you are creating plans on paper of something that you've not seen before. So thinking is actually a very serious activity. That's why a lot of people don't engage in it. They just feel, oh, see, anything I want to do, I just do it. That's why we have lots of poor products. Some people write books, they themselves cannot buy their books because it's nothing to write home about. They just feel, oh, I have this passion, I have this talent to write book, I have this potential, but they have not really thought about it. They've not thought about the process. So thinking starts the whole process. But if you don't have enough information, you can't think very well. All right. So, and there's this quote that I love. We used to say that do what you can, and when you know better, do better. You can't do better if you don't know better, right? You can't think better if you don't know better. So to think better, you need to know better. So that's where it starts from. You need to have access to quality sources of information. One of the best ways to get access to quality sources of information is reading. You need to read quality books that make you think. I've mentioned Think and Grow Rich. Another book is Ideas Rule the World by Pastor Sam. Ideas rule the world. You read that kind of, like, oh wow, ideas rule the world. So every great thing you've thought about started from an idea. Everything you can see today, DIC podcast started as an idea in your mind. You put expression to it, right? And now we're having the podcast today. So everything starts from an idea, but you need to be able to think. And I actually like one of the things that you really do. You don't just talk about, oh, Ubon King is actually my mentor, he actually helped me, but you show it every day. You show it in the things you do. In fact, when you were preparing for your last conference, reinvention conference, I saw when you posted about me speaking with Ubon King's wife. I'm like, oh wow, this is very amazing. You know, when you came in contact with Ubon King, you realize that, oh, I think I'm sleeping. I've been sleeping actually. I've not been doing enough in my life. I need to do more, right? So having access to individuals who embody excellence pushes you to think very well. That's another source of quality information. Individuals that I think that are doing very, very well. You know, the day Ubon all over my status, I think I was even in a church program then. I was just seeing everybody posting, long live the king, the king passes on. I'm like, are you serious? So people know Ubon King like this, right? So when you listen to Ubon King, in fact, you can't be the same. He says, I like to cause trouble in the house of God. You know, those kind of things, you're like, how will you say you're a spiritual troublemaker? You like to cause trouble in the house of God, and you want to disrupt everything. You know, those kind of thinking, and you're like, oh boy, it's like me, I've never started doing anything. No. And there's this quote that John Obidi used to say that when you expose yourself to an excellent expression, before you know it, you begin to take on that form of excellence. So sources of quality information is first. That's why I have to take time to explain that. Another one is attending events. In fact, we can't overemphasize that. Look at the reinvention conference you did. Look at the powerful speakers that you brought. In fact, I listened to some sessions. I'm like, this thing that we are talking, it seems some of us are still playing, you know, we never even start, right? So, and you listen to that kind of, you're like, wow. You look at the way those people package themselves, the way they present themselves, the way they speak, the way they conduct themselves. It's all a show of excellence. And you're like, okay, I want to also be like this person. I want to have an impact like this person. I want my name also to be heard far and wide like this person. Right? So being in an event like that, can change your life, can give you new, improved, positive thoughts. On my social media pages, I've talked a lot about different events that I've attended that really changed the game for me. One of such events I attended in 2020, February 2020 in Lagos Business School. In fact, that event was a transformation in my life because when I entered the event, about 900 thereabout of us, over 900 persons applied, and they shortlisted, and chose just 50.
Do you mean Lagos Business
So
School
like the
here?
top 50 out of, yes,
I live
yeah.
near here now. That's where my
So
friend
we're like
lives.
the top 50 out of like over 900 applications. So I was feeling myself like, yes, on top of the world, these kind of things. When I entered the room, oh boy, I had like inferiority complex for like the first 2 days because these people, all of them were young, but like they were producing results. When you meet people, you think you are doing very well. Then you meet some other persons and you're like, boy, this person is operating like 10 times, 100 times what I'm doing presently, and we are youths. So I'm like, has actually presented papers at Harvard Business School, but at Google headquarters in US. I was like, Israel, what am I doing with my life? Another youth, he has a company, he employed like 10 persons working for him. So but I realized that in that room, I think I'm actually doing something right. I might not have gotten to where I'm supposed to be, but by being in this room, it shows that I'm on. By the time I left that program after a week, it was a completely different Israel that came out. And I started implementing at a level never seen before. So ideas, books, from mentors, from coaches, from models of excellence, from attending events can never be overemphasized. To quality thoughts is planning. They used to say it, and I will say it again because it's 100% true. In fact, it is 1000% true. If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. It's very simple, planning. Just like thinking, planning is difficult. It's difficult to sit down with your pen and paper and say, okay, DIC podcast, what am I bringing on board? How many days are we having the program? How will I reach out to these persons? Who is going to come first? Who's going to come next? And you sit down and draw a map for it. It's not easy. That's a lot of the idea. So there are different ways you can plan, but then your pen and paper is enough. Just sit down, you already have an idea about it. After you've gotten the idea, maybe you want to write a book, you want to organize an event, then you sit down, you start thinking about event. Because if you don't have data, you want to upload something, you want to join the link, and then you realize that, oh, I don't have data. Then you want to subscribe at that time, and Nigerian network now show their true color.
Hmm.
Alert,
Hmm.
no way. Airtel, no way. Boom. The whole event has spoiled.
As
Right.
in, I'm using the
So
whole
you
three
want to
network.
plan and have, okay, I need to have at least
Oh, I think that's the network. Let me see.
If you want to change your position, get angry with your present condition. When you walk in faith, God shows up. Numbers chapter 1 verse 18, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 45 says if you are 20 years old, you are able to go. I expect you to get angry to find out how do you become independent now. Between the ages of 13 to 19, you should be training yourself to win, to dominate the market, so that by 20 you can take a decision. Tradition has held our boys and our women down. Stay in your house till they are 30, till they are 35 years old. Then when a man stays till 30 years old, what do you want the man to do? Because when cement has gotten dry, it becomes set. It becomes set. The problem with Africa, Nigeria, is free food. Because anybody that gives you free food stops you from thinking.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So in fact, I subscribe to two networks.
I
Two
understand.
networks.
I am using three
So I've been
networks.
switching.
All of them subscription. One of them I have subscription 20,000, subscription 10,000, subscription 30,000, just to make this thing work. I don't want to make excuses.
The
But still,
network.
one of them they will still give you
So that's the
problem,
way
no matter the
network
amount
is.
you have
One
there.
has to. Yeah. So let me just
So let's
continue.
continue.
So that's
Yeah.
planning. Planning. So after planning, the next thing is people. I always post this thing on my status almost every week, and it's by Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is one of the best, entrepreneurs that I look up to, that I follow. I read his book. I watch his videos. I really love him. I love what something that's great things in life and business. are never done by one person. They are always done by a group of
The network is really tough. It's tough. Oh, Bukola Dara, you ask how can we join via StreamYard? No, you won't be able to be part of this conversation, like showing up on the screen. You can be behind the scene. Unless you want to ask question, maybe you want to reveal your face, you want to ask question. I can say, okay, let me bring you up. I will give you a link. You will come to me on WhatsApp, I'll give you a link. You will come up. If you want to ask question, you want to show your face, and you know you have strong network, I can give you access to come in. But if you don't have if you don't want to do something like that, you can just watch us here. You'll just be watching through YouTube and you'll be commenting. We'll be seeing your comments. You can ask your question through comments. But if you prefer, you want to ask video question, like you want to ask, if you want to show your face, like shining your lights, come to the spotlight, let us see. I have no problem with that. I'll just give my WhatsApp number. I've not seen this person before. I don't think I've come in contact with you. You will just tell me how you just I will give you my WhatsApp number. I'll call it for you, message me on WhatsApp immediately. I send the stream link. Then you join me on stage. Then you ask me your question or Israel. That's fine. I hope I've answered it. If you know you can hear me, just comment now. Thank you. So, but Israel is still battling with this network. It's not easy, but it is well.
Two things changed me totally. One was time and two was target. Once I put my time on ground and my target, I look like a madman. A man with a vision is a madman until the vision comes to pass. You cannot pull me out like this because I am hungry to win. Except you are ready to eat this kind of spirit, you are not making progress anywhere. A case in point, I just had Thinkation 2019. The year before that, I had 700 people. But this year, I said to myself that I wanted 5,000 people to register for it. In a space of 2 months, I had 7,000 people registered. When the event came, there were 3,500 people in attendance. So that tells me that I can do more. Once you put time on any project, time on any assignment, time on anything, it changes who your friends are. It changes who you talk to. It changes where you go. If your friends are the same ones you had 5 years ago till today, that means you have not made progress. If you want to change your position, get angry with your present condition. When you walk in faith, God shows you. Numbers chapter 1 verse 18, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 45 says if you are 20 years old, you are able to do. I expect you to get angry to find out how do you become independent now. Between the ages of 13 to 19, you should be training yourself to win, to dominate the market, so that by 20 you can take a decision. Tradition has held our boys and our women down. Stay in your house till they are 30, till they are 35 years old. Then when a man stays till 30 years old, what do you want the man to do? Because when cement has gotten dry, it becomes set. It becomes set. The problem with Africa, Nigeria, is free food. Because anybody that gives you free food stops you from thinking.
sorry, I have to change again. That's so. Can you hear me? Still that bit.
Welcome back.
Is it better? Thank you very much. We have to be
This way, this way.
You have to keep trying. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure, sure,
So like
sure.
yeah, about people, that's the next step after planning. Great things in life and business are never done by one person. I love that quote so much because it talks about the importance of people. You can't accomplish great things alone. It's not possible. No matter how skilled you are, how rich you are, how resourceful you are, you need people to be able to achieve your goals, your dreams. You need people all around. It's very, very important. From the planning stage, regardless of what you want to do. Let's take writing a book, for instance. After you've written a book, you need an editor, you need a proofreader, you need a designer, you need a marketer, depending on your marketing strategist. So, your marketing strategies, you need a lot of persons to make that process easy for you. Not to talk about moving around, running around. Then you need the networks to work very well. If you want to do a book launch, you need to invite people to your book launch, the facilitators and the individuals at the back end. So you need to bring all those people on board for this event that we're organizing now. In fact, without the team, without the volunteers, it would never have been possible because I can't put myself in 10 different places. Last week, we were at 3 different places. I was at one, my teammates were in the other two. Imagine I was the only person, and they are different ends of town, and they're at the same time. One was 10 o'clock, one was 9:30. In fact, there's no way I would have made it. Maybe if I have helicopter, sha. But since helicopter no dey, we have to use what we have. So having team, having a very committed team will multiply your success. And the thing about getting team is that number one, you need to have a criteria for them, some set of criteria. Who do you want on your team? Because you can't get everybody on your team. In this age now, we have people that their main aim for joining a team is to get certificates. So if they see that you are doing something and you are calling for volunteers, they will ask you, are we getting certificates? They don't even care whether they will be valuable to you, whether they will contribute, whether they'll be able to serve the purpose. It's just, will you give us certificate? So what's the essence of certificate, even if you are not contributing anything to the team? Right? So you need to have some criteria to filter unserious persons away. People that are willing to work, people that have the skills. Because when it comes down to the nitty-gritty of accomplishing your goals and implementing, it's all about the skills that you have. So are you skilled? Do you have the skills necessary to achieve the kind of success that you envision? So you need to have some criteria. The team, are they available? Because availability is key. Somebody cannot say is on your team and the person is not available. You want the person to make a design, the person is not available. You want the person to go somewhere, the person is not available. So how exactly will you be able to achieve what you want to achieve? So availability is key. Skills are very important. What's the person bringing to the table is very, very important. And you need to have zero expectations of people. In fact, that's the lesson that has really helped me because I realized that when you have too much expectation from some persons, in fact, that's when they're going to disappoint you. But when you have zero expectations, whether you help me or not, I'm going to accomplish what I want to accomplish. It makes it very easy for you. And then you need to find a way to compensate them. You find a way to compensate them because if they are contributing to your cause, they also expect something in return. Most times it's not cash, right? It might be access to you. Maybe you have some challenges they want to seek your advice on. Will you be available to them? That's a way to pay them back. Sometimes it could be giving your products to them for free or at subsidized prices. Okay, because you helped me, maybe my book is selling for 5K, I can give you for 2,000 naira. So that it won't be like you got it for free and then you won't value it. So I'll just give it for cheap. You pay over 60% discount. So you need to find out what you can give to them too. And a certificate is not a bad idea, but it should not be the number one thing that, okay, I'm joining because of certificates. That's not advisable. Now, one of the most important factors for moving from idea to implementation is you. Who are you exactly? Who are you when you fail? In fact, I read a book. When I saw that part in the book, it said you have learned how to succeed, but who are you when you fail? In fact, I first of all paused reading the book and I asked myself, okay, Israel, who are you when you fail? Oh boy. I've never thought about that thing before. You know those kind of moments that they just hit a point in your brain and you're like, what? Who am I when I fail? Do I give up? Just see, I don't try my best. I don't think it's achievable. Let me just move away. Or do you say, in fact, some people downplay what they want. When they've tried once and it did not work, they'll be like, I never want it safe. It's not like I really wanted it. I just wanted to try. Since it did not work, fine. No wahala, nothing spoiled. But who are you when you fail? Do you say, okay, now this thing did not work, let me try another one? This person messed up, let me find another person. Right? Okay, this idea did not work. Can I find another way to do it? I met people for sponsorship and donation. They did not help me. Will I move around? Will I say, okay, because they did not help me, let me cancel the event? It's not possible. You need to find a different funding strategy.
Israel, please wait. Israel, please wait. Please wait. You said you yourself, you you met you are cannot cry. I will like cry. You met people for sponsors and they did not agree to sponsor you, right?
Of course, yes.
But at least you sponsored your program for yourself, right?
To a large extent, I bought the large part of the funds of the budget.
Even me, my reinvention conference, I went out for sponsors. Nobody, no one, in fact, no single, in fact, no, nothing, nobody. I did everything for myself. Everything I did the sponsorship. I did everything, everything.
Yeah, that's the way it is. That's why I listen to programs. When I talk to people sometimes, people used to think I used to do inspire and stuff like that. But when they now see my result, they'll be like, okay, it's like this guy knows what he's talking about. When people see you talking too,
Remember, in fact, many people that I met were now regretting why they were. If they had known, they would have sponsored this program.
exactly, that's the point. So the thing is that when you realize that, okay, it's up to you, you stand up and you make it happen. Now I have to work twice as hard. I've gone to the university today, this morning. I went from there to somewhere else. I came back home. I'm still going back to the university this evening after the program, right? You need to carry the matter on your head. When they tell you no, you find another route and you find a way around it. That's why it's good to have skills. So I had to use my skills to raise money. So all the money I was making on the side, I was pumping it into the program. And even this one, I'm pumping it into the program, right? But interestingly, some persons have now started helping. Here you get, they started helping. But the thing is that when you realize that when I fail, it's up to me. Whether it succeeds or not, it's up to me. At that moment, you are a free person. And in some people's language, you are a dangerous person. Because when people realize that, oh boy, this guy does not need me, they want to support you. In fact, the Bible said it, and I don't know why that place is in the Bible, that to him that has, it shall be added.
More will be added, or more will be added. More.
You have not. In fact, that you have, they will collect it.
They will take it from you.
Imagine I don't have. You still collect that. What do you want to collect again? Somebody that has, people will still give the person more. It's a principle of life. In fact, I've read John Ovidi's post where he talked about it. Fee Steven also mentioned it, that it's that time when people realize that in fact this person does not need me to succeed. They now want to help you. They want to contribute to your success. So that empowers you to keep moving. So when you match that with having zero expectations of people, so when you reach out and they tell you no, you say thank you very much. You move to the next person. Thank you very much. You come to yourself. You do what you want to do. They themselves now be like, oh boy, it's like this thing's going to succeed. And when you now succeed massively, in fact, they regret, like you said. And I've also experienced it too. They be like, oh, why did I not help this person? Why? But it's too late. Here you get. So we are very important to moving from ideation to implementation. It is very, very important. Another thing is resilience. In fact, it's not going to be easy. Many times I will ask myself, in fact, Israel, who send you work? The stress is too much. Plenty waka up and down. I need to work twice as hard. I need to sleep less. Israel, who send you this work? Who said you be stressing yourself like this? Maybe like few minutes later, I'll still be happy. I'll be like, okay, now, yes, we are on the go. That kind of stuff. You are just feeling down now. The next moment, you are feeling very excited, very happy. Maybe somebody said, oh, wow, you just inspired me today. Like, oh, interesting. So, me that I thought I was stressing myself, somebody found it inspiring. Okay, maybe I'm not doing poorly. Need to get up again. So, that is these are some of the strategies you can use to move from idea to implementation. And lastly, there is no perfect time. There is no perfect time. We used to feel like maybe there should be a perfect time for me to do what I want to do. There should be a perfect time to organize DIC Africa podcast. There should be a perfect time to organize reinvention conference. There should be a perfect time to do creation. There should be a perfect time to launch the book. In fact, that is a lie from the pit of hell, because there's no perfect time. If you keep waiting for the perfect time, nothing will happen. You won't implement anything. Zero, you will implement. But when you set a deadline, you look at your schedule, you look at the market. When is the market likely to get this product? When will they be most receptive to it? You plan, even if you are not ready. Like, I read your post where you said, I think you had like 4 weeks or 6 weeks for planning reinvention conference. And some people were like, Mr. Man, why will you do a conference like this in 6 weeks? Cancel it or postpone it. You're like, thank you for your suggestion. We are doing it by fire by force. Right? And you did it and it was a success. Imagine if you postponed it and then something else comes up. So there is no perfect time. When you are ready to do it, go for it. Just get going. In fact, I wanted to post it on my status and on my social media for a while, but I've been keeping myself. But let me say it here. I used to read it. I used to even talk about it, but I'm now experiencing it. When God lays a vision in your heart, in fact, He will make provisions for you. You just will not know it at that time you're having the vision. You won't know it. The kind of support I've gotten because of this creation in the last maybe 1 or 2 weeks, and we've been running for like 4 weeks. So, but the kind of support and we are not getting the last 1 or 2 weeks has been surprising to me, to say the least. So I'm not like, okay, what if I never even tried? What if I did not make attempts for like 4 weeks running on my own steam, my own funds and all like that? But now, few weeks to the event, people are like, oh boy, be like this thing we all do. This thing go make sense. So let me contribute, let me support you. Imagine I did not keep true to it, I did not stay true to it. So if God lays a vision in your heart, there's actually provision for it. But you won't see the provision when you are sitting down, when you've not started thinking about it. Even when you are planning it, you may not see the provision then. But when you take action, when you start moving, you now start realizing, oh, at this juncture, there's provision for me here, but I have to get to the juncture first. So when you get to that juncture, you're like, oh, wow, so there is provision at this juncture too, but I did not know when I was sitting down. So I hope these strategies will be helpful for anyone that wants to move from ideation to implementation. Thank you very, very much. I'll be stopping here.
Wow. Thank you, sir. Wow. Thank you. Yeah. In your book, chapter 2, in your book, The First Class Edge. Can you hear me, sir?
Very well.
Okay. Yeah, you said when you set the destination, your perspiration becomes easy, focused, and directed. So, many, they don't even know the destination. That's why they just have idea and I say, oh, since it not work, let me just leave it. When they have not even tried, they don't have the destination. But me, I saw the destination. I knew reinvention conference was going to open more doors for me. More doors. More doors. I am chatting with John Obidi now. He replied me. We are talking. He opened more doors. People that could not talk to before, they are talking to me. People that could many open more. The people are calling me from Dubai, Qatar, Rwanda, different countries, US, England, Europe. They are calling me just because of my conference.
Yeah.
So why is it that people can just dare and do something? At least fly. Let's say, okay, you were flying, aeroplane hit you, and your wings broke. We know that hey, at least you have gone high and something
Yeah.
brought you down. But they have not attempted to leap.
Yeah.
They have not attempted to soar high. That's why they are where they are. Just like I remember Pastor Chris was saying something. That why is it that a bird will be in the mouth of a cat? What brought the bird down? Because a cat cannot fly.
Mm.
What brought that bird down? A bird has two wings. He has wings to fly. If a cat wants to chase that bird, it will fly and escape. So what is that bird doing in the mouth of a cat?
Mm.
Because you fly too low. Your problem is not that you go too high. Your problem is that you go too down. That's why adversity, everything will hit you. When you go
Yeah.
up, there will be no traffic for up. Plane, no, they get hold up. It's when you come down, motor or car that you will compete. When you go high, your competition will not see you.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's very, very true. Very, very
So
true.
I think that's why many are not executing the idea. They can't move from idea to implementation. No extreme execution because they don't know the destination. They are not focused. No direction. But like you
Yeah.
said here, if they use this your quotes, it will work for them. And they should
Yeah.
just there and go for the jungle and get beaten, battered, and you get stronger. Like I was
Exactly.
saying something, I posted something, I wrote a post, a content, the art of winning. So there's this guy that trained this basketball, Kobe Bryant, and the other guy. He said whenever he fail, whenever like let's say for example boxing, whenever you fail, they punch you down. Don't get up immediately. Stay down and ask what made them brought you down. What did they do that made you
Mm.
come down? Think for a minute, a second, sometimes think for days. Why did they bring you down? Because if you not think before coming up, you will get down repeatedly. They'll keep punching you and you get down. So you have to stay there and think what made you fall?
Mm.
How were you standing when they punched you? How are you going to come back and re-strategize to hit that when you hit to take them down? Because that was what this person did. Um, Butler Douglas to beat Tyson, the feared man, the most feared man on earth. Tyson, Mike Tyson, is strong fighter, but for many years they could not beat him. But Butler Douglas could beat him down, and they asked Butler Douglas, "What made you beat? How did you redo it?" And now, do you know what I mean? They don't have they don't execute the idea, no extreme execution, because they don't have strong why. They don't know why they are doing it. So Butler Douglas now said, because my mother told me before she died 3 days ago that I am going to win this fight. The mother
Mm.
died. That pain, that failure pushed him to say, even though if Tyson should beat me down how many times, I know I
I,
will win this fight at the end.
I
I'm
was
going to
scared.
put him down. And they
Wow.
put him down.
Mm.
So if you don't have a strong why, they'll keep pushing you. Life will keep punching you on your mouth, keep putting you down. You always get down. But if you don't have a strong why, you never stand up.
Yeah,
That's why
that's
many
true.
are down.
Wow,
So
very correct.
thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
a pleasure. Yeah, actually. In
Thank
fact,
you.
some of the stories you told are they're actually on point. You know, I used to tell people, and I said it in my book too. Introspection is very important. I was at the conference yesterday. I was speaking with students, undergraduate students in the University of Ibadan, and I was telling them that I used to have meeting with myself. You know, I was saying, Israel, what happened? Why did you not get this result? I spoke to 10 persons. They told me no. What happened? Why did they tell me no? Was I too selfish? Oh, yes. I just said, my name is Israel. I'm the convener. I was so proud. I was bragging. I'm the convener of, this thing and this, that. I'm like, you need to support me. And they're like, who is this guy in the first place? So, but I'm like, okay, so what I will do is that I will put my own interest at the back. Let me first of all praise them. So when I send them the next message, oh, good evening, sir. You've been inspiring me a lot. You're a fantastic person. In fact, we are walking in your footsteps because of that. That's why we're organizing this event. If they don't have, because I've already praised, they'll be like, in fact, this guy don't enter me. What can I do to help this guy? But if I did not think, in fact, I will meet 100%. Who is this guy in the phone? This
Hey,
ghetto. So
wow,
it's very,
wow,
very.
wow. That's what you mad. Oh. Wow, 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 wow. Me, I used to say something. I say, if I see somebody and I like that person, what the person is doing, the person is in trouble with me. Then I see me bring these speakers. When I say, I like this person is doing, you're in trouble with me because I will follow you like crazy and make sure I do everything to get attention. That's how
Yeah.
I do it. So, thank you so much, brother. We've come to an
Yeah.
end of this session. But before you leave, do you have anything to say? Maybe your last word before we wrap up.
Please, I would like to invite listeners and participants to my upcoming summit next week, Saturday. So for those in Ibadan, those that can travel down, we already have people coming from Lagos, from Akure, from Abeokuta, that they'll be coming to Ibadan for the conference. So if you can make it down for the summit in the University of Ibadan, in fact, you're going to love it. There's going to be a lot of things, networking sessions. You learn from experts on how to be a better student, maximize your stay in the university, and also succeed as an entrepreneur. So you merge the two together. That's how to win in today's world. You need to have the certificate, is 1000% important, but you need to have the skills. You need to be very valuable. But if for any reason you can't come physically, you can also join online. You can search for my profile, or you can check First Class Edge Hub. That's the name of the Facebook page. We are going to be streaming it on social media on Saturday. So my parting word is that, actually, you personally, you are doing very well. You are doing very, very well. Um, you don't know how much influence you have when you decide to take the bull by the horn. When you challenge the impossible, when you dare, you actually inspire people too. And I read your post, I'm like, oh wow, this is very fantastic. Just keep doing it. The ripple effect, you might not even see the effect today. That's just the truth. In fact, you might not see the benefits this year. But the day you begin to reap the benefits, you'll be like, oh wow. So if I did not do invention in 2023, I would never be here. So just keep at it, keep doing it, keep shattering the ladder, keep breaking the ceiling, keep causing trouble, like Ubon King used to say, keep being a troublemaker, and we keep seeing ourselves at the top. Thank you very, very much.
I am honored, sir. I'm just your boy. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
All right, sir. Take care.
All right, bye. When is that event? Is it this month? This
Yes,
May?
next week, May
Coming
13th.
Saturday.
Yes, next week, Saturday.
And on 11th is my birthday. Ibadan, University of Ibadan. Will I be able to make it physical? I'm just thinking. But anyway, let's see how it goes.
All right, no problem. No problem. All right, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay, bye. So we have come to an end of this session. I have another guest by 7, from 7 to 8. I'll be hosting Juliet. Ike, don't miss this for anything. I love you. Goodbye.
If you want to change your position, get angry with your present condition. When you walk in faith, God shows up. Numbers chapter 1 verse 18, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 45 says if you are 20 years old, you are able to open. I expect you to get angry to find out how do you become independent now. Between the ages of 13 to 19, you should be training yourself to win, to dominate the market, so that by 20 you can take a decision. Tradition has held our boys and our women down. Stay in your house till they are 30, till they are 35 years old. Then when a man stays till 30 years old, what do you want the man to do? Because when cement has gotten dry, it becomes set. It becomes set. The problem with Africa, Nigeria, is free food. Because anybody that gives you free food stops you from thinking.